Dear Grace, since nobody finds me funny, I'll start writing for others. Figured Jesus is coming back one day. He might need some material. I'll sell him these jokes for a chunk of gold, or however the divine purchase intellectual property. Enjoy. David. Dear Iris, happy birthday. Love, Dad. Dear Jesus, I saw your advertisement on Craigslist, looking for a spokesperson, and I'd like to apply. I have no formal training. Consider this letter my application. In your ad you mentioned anonymity. I don't know why you do that with that word, but you did. And I agree it's best to not let anyone on the planet know your real identity. Well, at least until they stop trying to kill you. I assume this is why you want the anonymity? If you hadn't considered the death angle story, let's face it, you're in for a fight. You're in for the fight of your life. Sorry, Grace, I'm gonna make a couple corrections. You're in for the fight of your life. If you think today's side will give a shit about your return. Pardon my French, Jesus, but you're fucked. You need a spokesman, not person, like me to defend your position on the fly, 24/7. However, I have a plan for you, Jesus, and give it to you for free. Use it as you see fit. Keep being anonymous, but don't use the Jesus title. I suspect the Vatican has convinced you to use it, but it's not you. Be you, whatever your real name is. Or, I suggest you pick a new name. Something that means nothing, like Dale. Dale Smith is a perfect name for you, Jesus. It's meaningless, and probably there are millions of them on the planet. Sure, all the other Dales would get hassled, but not your problem, Jesus. David would be a fine name too, but I'm already using that, and I'm too lazy to change my name to work for you. Even for you, Jesus. Sorry, now Dale. Next, Dale, what I would do is empty the bank accounts at the Vatican. It's your money, yes? Without you, they have no business. Did they really think the God narrative would continue without you, Dale? Or Jesus? Take that money, Dale. Of course, you can't use that money for yourself, Dale. You'll be under a microscope with everything you do daily for the rest of your life. However, your ad says you have no special supernatural powers. You can't heal the sick or walk on water. With the Vatican's bank account, you can help a shitload of people. As you can tell, Dale, I'm a bit of a redneck with my language. This is intentional to help you sound more like a common man and less like the divine Son of God. However, Dale, this approach combined with my comic ability will prove to be invaluable in saving souls. I assume that's why you're here, Dale. If I was you, Dale, I'd start working on my answers to the common questions you'll be asked, like, why did you take so long to return? You come with the real reason, and then I'll make it funny. I'm your spokesperson, personal comedy writer. I do have a perfect opener for you, Dale. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think it'll kill, or at least get some attention. Oh, and I think on stage it's okay to use Jesus. It's the only way these jokes work. Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. My mother was a virgin. When I came out of her hoo-ha, I took her virginity. Sure, in reverse, but it counts. I'm the first true motherfucker. Dad hates that joke. But to be fair, he could have come down and done the deed himself. Virgin birth? What a show-off. Also, because I took my mom's virginity, in a sense I lost my virginity at the same time. I'm the only person to get laid while taking the first breath of air. Who knows, maybe my baby dick nicked her clip on the way out and gave her an orgasm. Maybe her first, if she truly was Virgin Mary. Who knows, instead of peeing my dad like a normal baby, I shot a load of cum on him right out of the womb. Showed him how it was done, how to take care of a woman. To be fair, Dale, that joke would probably get you thrown in jail in some countries. But hey, you're Jesus, what can they do to you? That AI come up with this poster, Dale. I'm not sure I'd go with the robes or the hair beard, but to be fair, it's the easiest way to disguise you. However, if you ever lose the anonymity, try Hitler mustache. That would really piss people off. I'll sprinkle a few more openers into this application, Dale. I always start with "Hi, I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me." I think it's funny. "Hi, I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me." Used to be a big deal. More of a controversy now. Was I real or wasn't I? I get it. But I'm here in the flesh and blood, motherfuckers. This one isn't a great deal, but it's a process. I guess I had to get motherfuckers out of my system. "Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. I used to do miracles, but that was in a previous lifetime. Don't expect me to turn your table water into wine. The club owner would kill me. Well, he can't kill me, I'm immortal, but he would deduct it from my fee, the lost booze revenue. He's a bit of a cheap cunt. Although I'm Christ Almighty or whatever, I can't accept charity. I have to earn my own way in this world. Sucks, I know. My dad's a bit of a hard ass this time." This is a bit funnier, Dale, but nothing will beat the Virgin Mary joke. One day it'll be a classic. The great thing about writing for you, Dale, is nobody else can steal the jokes. They only apply to you. You're the perfect client. "Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. I walked on water last time I was on Earth. I'd do that again, but David Blaine fucked up that trick for me." This one reminds me, Dale, you really need to work on a superpower of some sort. It'll make my job easier. I don't care what you pick. As a professional comedian, I can work with anything. But a supernatural effect on stage would make my job easier. How about levitation? Do you think you could float on stage? Think about it, Dale. "Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. Stars arrived on my birthday, or so they say. I was born fatherless. Joseph was my stepdad, basically. I always acted like one. I don't like telling stories about him, but it's been 2,000 years, so definitely not too soon. To be fair, it probably wasn't easy for him. As soon as I could speak, I would say, 'You're not my dad. God is my father.' That one dug deep. That wasn't enough. He was still harassing me about learning Latin or doing chores, or I'd throw in, 'Mom cheated on you before I was born,' with me. First, Dale, we want to keep the jokes to your past life as Jesus, not to your current life. Not let too much of your life into the routine until we know you and your family are safe. Assuming you have a family, then you're worried about your safety. If not, just use these jokes. They're killer. Pardon the pun. I am Jesus. You may have heard of me. I rose from the dead. Sound familiar? I know I don't look dead. I didn't really rise. It's more like a pretended to be sawed in half on stage and then exited via a secret back door. Sorry to burst your bubble. The good thing, Dale, is we can make up shit. It doesn't really matter. Nobody can confirm, deny what you say you did in your past life. Artist and Grace. Sorry, I guess it's really more of a letter to Dale than to YouTube, but we can't all be winners. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. What you didn't know is my parents, well, my mom and my stepdad, Joe, nicknamed me Shithead. Why? Joe accidentally dropped me headfirst into a pile of donkey shit the day after I was born. Probably not true, Dale, but funny. At least I find it funny. I'm not sure if you get my sense of humor or not. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't try to change it for you or anyone, Your Honor. Sometimes I'm a bit sarcastic, Dale. Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. My stepdad was a carpenter. It sucked. Mom and I got slivers almost every day. It wasn't a big deal. I'd just heal both of us. But would it hurt Joe throwing a broom over his shop floor once in a while? Sliver joke, I know, Dale. A bit lame, but it's my process. I don't get all the lame shit. I can't get to Virgin Mary gold. Plus, just run this shit through AI and it'll give you all the good stuff. Guaranteed. Grok knows what's funny. ChatGPT too, if you massage it the correct way. Give it a persona. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. Or maybe my wife, Mary Magdalene. Yeah, y'all called her a prostitute for the last 2,000 years. You're lucky I can't smite you or turn you to stone. Prostitute, how dare you? Oh, and I didn't care if she was or not. The moment I saw her, I fell in love instantly. Nobody tells that fucking story in the Bible. I think this is a good enough of a reason as any to keep your family out of this shit show you're going to start, Dale. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me, main character in the Bible, Son of God, blah blah blah. Here's the thing, I never made a dime on that fucking Bible, and they're still giving it away. The only reason I return is to collect the royalties from all the churches. Sure, I'll give the money away, after I build my hair and my wives like Elon Musk. But still, why give away a book about me? I want 10% from every church on the planet, and 9% from the Catholic Church, so they pay for their sins. Plus, we can convert every church who believes in Jesus into a comedy club 6 days a week. Sunday they can do what they want, but the other 6 days are for funny, and resources for the homeless. If you're currently married, Dale, this joke doesn't work. You can just cut that part out. Unless you want a harem, and your wife doesn't mind, then this is gold. I'm Jesus, may have heard me. The bad news is I'm back. The good news, I don't give a shit about your sins. Nobody ever cared. This only works if it's true, Dale. I hope it is. Some of these are a bit dark, Dale. I assume you have some built-up frustrations. I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. Last time I was here, you killed me on a cross. Sound familiar? I'm not bitter. I can't remember slowly dying, or dying slowly. Blood streaming into my eyes and mouth. My heart slowly giving out, beat after beat. Slower, slower, till death. Pure, sweet death. Barely remember. No, I don't wake up I don't wake up nightly in a cold sweat. Assholes. No, I don't wake up nightly in a cold sweat. No, I don't wake up in a cold sweat. Assholes. Just think about the whole cross thing, Dale. It'd be great on stage as a prop, but too difficult to get in and out of the comedy club without being noticed. Maybe just the crown of thorns, if you don't mind. Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard me. Turning 2 loaves of bread into 5,000. I tried that the other day to feed the homeless, but they all refused. Too many carbs. I think this is relevant and funny, Dale, but it brings up an important point. Meat. Vegans are not known for their forgiveness, Dale. So if you like a nice, juicy, cheesy hamburger with 5 slices of bacon, you might lose a few followers. I suggest you avoid this subject altogether and never eat in public, so nobody knows your food preferences. Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me, center of the table, the Last Supper. Have you ever gone home for Thanksgiving and wished you hadn't? That Last Supper. Bitch, bitch, bitch. That's the whole reason it was the last time. It had nothing to do with Judah. I was just so sick of the bitching, I was glad when he turned me in. I guess this time, Dale, you have a better way to record the events. Your book was good, but I'm pretty sure your book was good, but I'm pretty sure it's been massively modified, probably by the Catholics. I would suggest, Dale, that you go through the Bible with a highlighter and either mark what is original and true, or mark the lies, whichever is less work for you, Dale. And publish your notes with Substack, and let the religious people lose their minds for a while. I hope you like these suggestions, Dale. They are straight from my heart. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. Last time I was here, I could heal people and shit. This time, nothing. Because I overstepped my bounds last time. So I raised a few dead people. Who cares, Dad? This time, if you're dead, you're dead. I'm sorry. No raising you from the grave, including myself. Honest, but not that funny, Dale. I'm just showing you the good, bad, ugly. If you start working together, I'll only give you the gold. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. Surprise, I'm back. I know, where was I? Why not return sooner? I've been here, but my dad, God, is a cunt. And this time I was the virgin, not Mary. I'm a 40-year-old virgin accountant. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. In my previous life I was born in Bethlehem and raised in Jerusalem. Both places were boring as fuck. Same for this incarnation. Born and raised in small town Canada. It's a trick one, Dale. Not sure you want to give away your location. Maybe just change it to small town America. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I was the first wedding crasher. Instead of sleeping with the bridesmaids, I got everyone drunk. Free wine. Who knows who slept with who after that? Or is that whom? I'm Jesus, may have heard of me. I didn't mind being nailed to the cross. I showed off my biceps. When I got to heaven, all the angels were hot for me. Childish sexual humor is really my forte, Dale. But I'll try and keep it for my own act, not yours. I'm David, you may have heard of me. I love grace. Ignore that one, Dale. It's personal. Well, the rest are just random jokes for you, Jesus. Run them through AI if you want to find the best ones, or pick yourself. I'm done with my sales pitch, Dale. If you're concerned about the crudeness of my humor, understand, to open someone's eyes, sometimes you have to rub a little bullshit under their nose. Thanks for considering my application. Dale/Jesus. David Joseph. Additional jokes. I just realized, Dale, this was actually pretty good. This probably should have been right there underneath the Virgin Mary one. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. Every church has a cross on top of the building, so nobody forgets my name. Thanks for the reminder. I can't walk 10 blocks now without seeing it. Lucky I wasn't hung. Imagine every church with a noose hanging out front, or nuns wearing nooses. It's a funny picture created by Grok. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I'm glad they invented sneakers and jeans over the last 2,000 years. Sandals are stupid, and ropes don't have pockets. You fucked up in Crocs though. They're just a light sandal. I'm Jesus, may have heard of me. I was too serious last time, 2,000 years ago. This time I'll use comedy instead of philosophy to save souls, whatever the fuck they are. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me, the Son of God, apparently a virgin according to the Bible. It's true, sad to say. But also the reason I could handle them nailing me to the cross. In a few days I realized I'd be back in heaven with my hair, my women. These ones are not great, Dale, but you never know. Oh Jesus, you may have heard of me. Last time around I fucked up. This time around I'll make amends. I was supposed to die for your sins. What did that change? Earth is more sinful than ever before. Obviously my death was a waste. Yeah, it's getting pretty preachy. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. In the Bible I never married. In the Bible, I was never married, and that's true. I had too many baby mamas, and all the journalists back then couldn't track them all down. I wish I had the same for my current incarnation. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. And no, I can't save your uncle or aunt or cat. I have no saving powers. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I'm back. Stop donating to the church. Donate to my charity instead. We have 100% open transparency on our financials. Did you hear that, Vatican? I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I'm back. Last time various groups hated me, I get it. This time I'm not going to try and be liked at all. My goal is to be hated by all. I'm not a Jew this time, so all the Jews will hate me for selling out. I'm not a Christian. Jesus' lovers will hate me. I'm not a Muslim or prophet of Islam. They will hate me. The atheists will hate me because I proved them wrong by returning. And even though I've proved Christians right about Jesus, I hate them for not helping their fellow man for the last 2,000 years. The soup kitchen on Christmas Day doesn't count. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I'm not doing the beard and robe thing this time. I still have a day job. I'm an accountant by day and Jesus by night. Or maybe a comedian by day. Or Jesus by day, comedian by night. Jesus may have heard of me. I'm not doing the beard rope thing this time. I still have a day job. I'm day by day and Jesus on stage at night. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I have a question. Why does it say in God we trust in the money, but then there's a picture of a president instead of me? Do you trust me or not? Plus I'm hot. Why not give the lady something to look at for once? Hot Jesus or old white dude? You decide. Obvious. Actually, that's a pretty good joke. That's a pretty good joke, Dale. Put that one in the rotation. Hi, I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me. Stop praying to your football team or hockey team or any sport. I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins until every person on the stomach, every person on the planet goes to sleep in a warm bed, full stomach. After that, I still don't care. But maybe I'll pretend to listen. Probably not. I'm Jesus, you may have heard of me. I died once on the cross for all of humanity. Anything? Nothing? Remember? Never mind. I'm Jesus. You may have heard of me.